Okay, welcome back. Part 10. So, as you saw, I did the whole front end of the truck already, right? In the back of my mind, something was going on. There was something that I saw on the truck while I was putting everything together that I did not like. And let me see if I can point it out to you guys. I don't know if you can see it, but it's the sway. It's the sway bar end links. It's okay. I mean, it'll cycle through the suspension movements and it'll articulate fine. It just wasn't at my particular liking. So, my bright ideas again. I'm always full of bright ideas. Um, I got some spacers. I got some longer bolts. Let me see if I can put this on before I do the rear. Now, as far as the rear is concerned, the kit came with a big add-a-leaf spring and it came with a 4-inch block. I have my Alcan leaf springs. I paid a lot of money for those, so I'm gonna leave it as that. Apparently, when I had the lift, it yeah, I guess it was high enough because it equaled out. I made it to a 6-inch lift with the rough country, with the Alcan leaves and I think a 2-inch block. So once I get this on level ground, I can kind of dictate how I want it to look. The rear suspension will definitely carry the load. There's a where did it go? There is a shock extension that you would put on to increase the travel rate of your stock shocks. I have the Vertex. The Vertex are more than enough, and I still have at least an additional 5 inches of suspension travel up and down, so that's more than enough. It'll probably handle at least like a 8 to maybe 9-inch lift. So let me grab the front stuffs, the front parts. I'm gonna try to readjust. Here, let me show you some other things. So the way to make your suspension cycle correctly, typically the mounting point should be parallel to where the sway bar end link is. So from that location to this location, if it's level, that'll give you the most stock ride, smooth or whatever. You can dictate the stiffness of the vehicle by adjusting the sway bar end link, and this is true for any car. You can go up or down. If you make the sway bar end links higher, it'll react sooner or later, and if you go down, it'll react the opposite way, sooner or later. So you can kind of tune your ride, and we used to tune our cars for SCCA racing like that. Anyway, let me show you what the sway bar end links look like currently and what my big plan is. So let me take the tire off and I'll show you guys. One more thing I forgot. Some of you might have noticed that the silicone long travel extended, whatever you want to call it, boot is on the outer portion of the axle. Typically you find that on the inside, but what I noticed was that all of mine are always wearing on the outside, not the inside. So they fit. We're gonna see how this works out. Again, this is another bright idea of mine. If it works, it works. If not, then I'll just flip it around. But for now, that's the reason why it looks like that. All right, I just put a little anti-seize on this and see if that'll help prevent any corrosions in the future. It just gets all over your fingers. And that spacer that I showed you guys, All right, let's see. Let's see if this angle is a little better. So it's spaced out about 3/4, maybe an inch or so. Hopefully that works. The only real way to see if it works is if I drive it. Unfortunately, can't drive it until it's all done. So let's see, what else do we need to do? Oh, I dropped off the tie rod end, the hind joint tie rod end, to the machine shop to get milled down. That was actually about $60 per hour, so it came out to about $120. It is what it is. I want to run those, so I mean, it's a better quality part, stronger, and it's just overall better. So pick those up tomorrow, put the tie rods in, and then I think I can put the spacer for the drive shaft and some rear brake line bracket relocation kits. So I'll show you guys that in a minute. Let me finish up with the other side. Okay, so I dropped off the tie rod ends yesterday to Moe's, I forget. I don't really know how to pronounce their name. But anyway, yeah, so dropped off yesterday. It was kind of after 2 o'clock. He said it would be done by the end of the day. I told him there's no way I could come back at the end of the day. So I'm coming back today, which is the next day. So let me run down and pick up those tie rod end, hind joint tie rod ends. We'll take a look at their work. We'll see if it's any good. All right, stay tuned. All right, here we are at the machine shop. I love that they're open on Saturdays. That's, I don't know how you say it. Moe's, what? Moe's, whatever. Anyway, let me go inside and grab my tie rod ends. And yes, my windshield is very, very dirty, so. All right, I'll be right back. So they are a full machine shop, meaning they do everything, every little thing, anything to do with metal they can do. Commercial, residential, industrial, service your Caterpillar, service your Komatsu, they will do it. Build you a cylinder, a piston, a ram, whatever, they can do it. Let's check this out at home and I'll show you guys the work. Of course, it's a machine shop. Labor rates are, I think, about $100 something an hour, so you're gonna pay for it whether you like it or not. I needed it now. They can source it. They made it now, which is the great thing. So let me get home and I'll show you guys what these look like. And just like that, I'm back home. I'll show you guys the machine work. Everything looks pretty darn nice. The way they cut it down, the threading, they had to redo the threads. They cut everything down. All I need to do is shoot some brake clean on this thing, wipe it down with some alcohol, primer, and paint. So I don't know if the camera can really catch what it looks like. But yeah, anyway, I'm gonna brake clean these, wipe it down with some alcohol. I don't know, I may sand it, who knows, but I'm just gonna clean these up, primer, paint, and get these back on the truck. Okay, let me see if I can get these tie rods in. First, I just need to put some anti-seize on the inside of these and on the threaded part. The machine shop did an awesome job. It's the exact same size. Okay, so let me just throw these things on real quick and try to figure out how to do the alignment on this thing. Well, everything is in as far as the the sway bar end links. I just put on the Heim joint tie rods, and this is what they look like. They look pretty darn good to me. So I need to go back onto PRG's website and double check the torque. Not too sure what the torque setting was on those things, but I'll go and find out. Next thing to do, I'm gonna jack up the whole truck from the lower control arms. Jack up the truck, make the steering wheel straight, and try to eyeball both left and right wheels. That should get me in a ballpark in order to drive down to the alignment shop. If that fails, I'll just have it towed down. Once some moron is setting up some fireworks. Anyway, once I finish doing this, then I can put on the spacer that lowers the drive shaft, the rear drive shaft. And I had the shackle kit, not shackle kit, but here, let me show you guys what I had. Okay, so I had the flip kit. I don't know if you noticed, but I'll show you when I take the rear tires off. The the whole thing is rusting. I don't know why. So I'm gonna revert back to the U-bolts that Fabtech gave. They are zinc coated. So I'm gonna change out those pieces, change out the U-bolts, and reverse reverse it back down to how stock was. So let me take care of the front. I'll be right back. Okay, so that looks like I'm on. Okay, so I did step number 42. 43 says to jack up the rear. 44 says to disconnect all the ABS lines, all the plastic hardware. Sorry. Support the rear differential. Remove and discard the factory U-bolts. Lower the axle down slowly. So basically, now they're gonna. If this were a regular car, I guess, or a regular truck, we're gonna add the leaf. So we're gonna clamp. You clamp the whole leaf pack. Take out the last. Well, take off the very last one, the overload spring. Then insert the new leaf. With the new supplied center bolt, you'd add that in and tighten everything down. Because I did the flip kit and my U-bolts are rusting, I'm gonna revert and take off the flip kit, revert back to the factory style U-bolt system, and with the longer ones that were provided in the kit. I also need to do all the brake line extensions. So I'm kind of out of time for today. Sun is going down already. We'll pick this up again tomorrow, and I'll go over everything where I left off. All right, see you guys in the next day or two. All right, good morning. Time again for this project. It's literally been 2 months that this truck has been sitting since I had a chance to even drive it. And the 2 months is because I only work on this thing 1-2 hours a day, maybe once a week. Filming takes up a lot of time. Out of that 2 hours of actually filming, I probably actually only work on it maybe 30 minutes. So the front is all done. I have to figure out what I'm gonna do with the back. I am gonna leave the Alcan rear leaf springs, which means I'm gonna have to run some kind of block. Like I said, I'm gonna switch it over from the U-bolt flip kit. I'm gonna put the stock factory ones back on until I can find some anodized longer U-bolts. These are rusting out. I have no idea why they're rusting out, but cheap metal, whatever. Anyway, I need to get the truck on level ground in order to figure out what I'm gonna do with the rear, how I'm gonna go about it. So yeah, it's the first time I'm starting it in 2 months. So let me start it, get it on flat level ground, see what it looks like, and determine where to go from there. Okay, well, this is what it looks like. So by looking at it, I think the back needs to go up an inch more. The back is still too low, so I think I have a 2-inch block in there now. I need to look for a 3-inch block. I think I do have a 3-inch block, or in fact the kit might have came with a 3-inch block, I forget. I do have a constant 200 pounds in my toolbox. The Alcan leaf springs are rated for that. So let me turn the truck around and get the rear on jack stands and swap out the block. Well, now the truck is turned around. Even though I'm still at an angle on my garage, it's really not safe, not a good idea to do it this way. I am out of options. I can't do it on the flat ground. I can't have the truck sticking out, so I'm gonna have to do it this way. I'm gonna have to take a lot of precautions. The front wheels are blocked and chucked. My 6-ton jack stands are not tall enough to lift the truck up. So typically I would jack the truck up, take the tires off, and then sit it on a jack stand. I'm gonna try something a little different this time. I'm just gonna loosen the U-bolt blocks, take those off. I'm gonna put a piece of 4x4 block under the frame, jack that up after I loosen everything. I do not advise doing it that way. That's just the way I'm gonna do it. So let's see what happens. So yeah, I decided to jack up the car and jack up the truck, take off the tires, and then put the jack stands underneath it. This is very, very sketchy. Because I'm on a driveway, this is really, really not smart. At least if something goes wrong, I have it on video. Anyway, I gotta be fast about this. I'm just gonna swap out the blocks. I'm gonna put a 4-inch block on the rear. That's a 3-inch block now. Swap off the U-bolt flip kit, put back the stock ones on. So let me time lapse this and hopefully everything goes well. Well, this really sucks. There's always something that goes wrong. The U-bolts are not long enough. It's just not long enough for the 4-inch block. which means I have to wait maybe 2 weeks to order another set of blocks, U-bolts. I might just put the stock, the little 3-inch one in for now. I don't know, I'm just kind of over this already. So let me put the 3-inch block back in and deal with this another day. I'm too tired, I'm hot, I'm sweating. I'm done with this already for today. All right, once again, this thing kicked my butt. All that work for nothing. I am so, I can't even describe the words. Well, I can, but anyway, I'm gonna put the tires back on. I got the original 3-inch block back on there. I need to see Daryl. I need to order some longer bolts, and then put all the little drop down brackets for the brake lines on this. I'll do that on part 11. I'm tired, it is hot, I'm dying out here in this heat. Thanks again guys for sticking around. Don't worry, this pain is almost over. Okay, well, there's nothing more I can do today. The wheels are back on. Best thing I can say is try to plan as much as you can. This is 100% my fault, and the reason it's my fault is that I change things from the design of Fabtech. If I had stuck with the Fabtech's original design, which meant put in the add-a-leaf and their 3-inch block, no problem, everything would work fine. But because I have the Alcan leaf springs, that leaf pack alone is 1.5 inches, 2 inches thicker than the stock one, so I lost 2 inches already. Yeah, just try to plan for things as best as you can. You'll never be able to plan for everything, but that's life anyway. Yeah, so let me go over to Daryl's tomorrow, see if I can order the new U-bolts and get this project finished up. Thanks again, everybody. I'll see you guys on part 11 or 12 or whatever. I don't know. I am tired. I'm dead tired. Thanks again for sticking around. I'll see you guys on the next project. Well, continuation of this project.